All right. All right, bring up your slash page. Introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyle, I lead for Foodmeister. We started out kind of large, we had 7 people, but some people moved around, and so through the semester we kind of downsized because most people who I had their work for, they work right now, so it was mostly programming work after that.
All right. Who are you recognize?
The long-term people was myself and Ray. Ray was a big part in getting the Android application kind of where it is. Rachel, which I don't see in here, she did a lot of the art for us.
Anyone involved with Kyle's group? Come on up. At this time, we're going to
Ray, get up here. Come on, Ray.
And you got your splash page?
I don't see Rachel. Suppose I could.
You got live stage to pick up.
And Lauren, we're going to do a group shot as well.
Can we get a cheerleader post for you guys?
There she
We
is.
really always get to see Ian's bookmarks. They're great, aren't they?
So are you guys going to put up the background?
I signed in on
Yeah, we probably need these lights on because it's usually really hard to see them.
You want them off or on?
Yo, what's up?
Lauren, let me know.
Oh yeah, I did too. But the only day I got about 40%.
That looks pretty good.
Awesome.
Is it great, you guys?
Yeah, I don't see Tony, so.
Did you like each other? Don't touch the girl.
Making her laugh too much.
Boyfriends that get mad at you, Rachel.
Oh God.
Look at it smiling. Those two are fine. You're fine. No offense. Okay. One with this, one with this. Don't go anywhere.
Is Foodmeister agreement or not?
No, they're not. The first 3 are.
Nice. Round of applause. Thank you, Supervisor. Ian, come on up.
You've been greenlit.
Yes. I mean, no.
We do awards too, or just pictures?
Yeah.
Doing everything but MVP.
At the same time?
Do not give out.
What?
Do not give out MVP.
Yeah, right. And the MVP is... I'm just going to pull up my video and go to the end. God,
Was it the X button?
Shh. You're right.
Where's the show desktop?
No. Where'd it go?
Get one more.
Okay, my team, show off. Well, all right, so for Island Survivor, we had a lot of online students that really came through. So for all of my awards, I spoke with all the leads for both art, design, and programming, and they've all nominated people, and I agree with them as well for their picks as their team's best contributor. So for the art team, I have Taylor Richardson. She's online. Thank you for your contribution. We had her jumping around pretty much everywhere. She's been working on environmental pieces, weapons and equipment, and basically anything Matt threw at her, she worked on and did a great job doing. So I really appreciate that, Taylor. Thank you. On the design team, we have Christopher Wiley. Chris has been with us since the beginning. He's been a real hard worker. Every time he'd finish with an assignment or a task that he had listed on Axosoft, he'd immediately start asking his lead for more. And when his lead didn't have anything for him, then he came to me and I'd give him stuff. So he was a real go-getter, very motivated, working hard. I appreciate that, Chris. And last for programming, we have Shane Scott Lewis. Shane's been working on abilities in the editor. He's had a little rocky start with getting the client to server programming done, but getting closer to the end, he finally got it working, and everything is great. So I really appreciate Shane as well. And that should be it for awards. If there's anybody here, picture time.
I'm a survivor.
Some people at once. Whatever. We're all here. The team.
You guys, this who survived. All right.
Yeah. Congratulations. Concert Clicker, come on up.
Make us proud. Fucking on Steam. Actually, have you seen that next year? Have you seen that new game?
Hey everyone, hello all you online students, and especially you Cody Tapa, who was one of our online individuals. Alright, my first award goes out to one of our artists. They really worked hard, and we gave them a task that they really didn't know how to deal with. They had some ideas on how to really get this done, but I was really surprised on the amount of hard work and iteration to actually get it done. And this is for Brandon Merrill. I'm really proud of all the work that you put in and pretty much everything you did to get the product in. So thank you. The next one up is one of our programmers. He put in a lot of work. Anytime that we would get any new ticket in, he'd check it out. He'd always would contact me and ask me questions on what I really wanted, or what avenues he could take. If he hit a roadblock, he would come hit us up. And it's really important, especially because he's an online student. And communication is very key when it comes to dealing with online students. So, Cody Tapa, this goes out to you. I'll make sure to email this out to you. And the next award, he didn't show up, so I'm going to give it to someone else. So, I really want to thank our designer. He did a good work on basically, really putting his heels down and just working hard. Every time I'd come into the room while some people were maybe taking a break, he'd still be working hard. So, Peter Parker. I'll get you one more. So if everybody from Concert Clicker wants to come down, that'd be great. I would love to have Spider-Man.
Savage. Reviews aren't that great.
Reviews are savage.
They're savage.
I think, or we can sit down. Front sit, back kneel. Okay, maybe sit. Sit in between. Sit between us.
I don't know.
All right. I see all your faces.
That's a clicker. Good job. All right, Morpheus.
So I had to think about this for quite a bit because every team member I have on my team, they were so happy and excited to work on this game. They always had ideas. They were always coming to me saying, "Hey, can we do this? Can we do this? What do I need to do next? Roger, tell me. I want work." And so it was like a lot of stress on my end trying to, organize all that. So everyone on my team, thank you. You guys are fantastic individuals, and I hope next semester I get, console clicker. I'm giving them a little bit of a.
Thank you.
Oh, great. All right. Let's use the YouTube banner. There's like a full screen usually, but what the hell was that? Did I not download that properly?
You just have to hit save.
Okay, that's. Okay, that's sweet. I could just. Where's the full screen button at? F11. Wow. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. But yeah, I want to thank my entire team for helping out on this project. First up, I'm going to give the award for design. I'm giving this to Kyrie. Every time I sat down with him, he always had great ideas. He was always paper mapping. He even would jump in Unity and start whiteboxing, which was what set him different from the rest. So yeah, Kyrie. My next award goes out to. I actually want to give out 2 awards for this because one's online, but this first one's for an on-ground student. The art, he did great art. Every time I had something crazy, he would sit down and crank it out for me like within the hour. So I want to give this to Jesse Carey. My next award goes out to Julio for being a fantastic individual. He was able to keep me, Todd, and several other members calm because we were, quite stressed out. He just has a calming presence. He also took our project to SIP and won best of show, so that was awesome. And he made some really cool components for us to use for our game, like the bouncy pads and all of that. So yeah, Julio, come get your award. And I want to give out an award to best online student, Rachel Picard. You did fantastic work. I love all the creatures you made for me, and it's a great start for our set of creatures. So yeah, thank you. And real quick, I'll mention off the other students who are online because they deserve credit too because they were all fantastic individuals. I want to thank Silas for the awesome concept art. You blew me away with the mag ball and the cockatrice designs. I want to thank Xavier for the awesome puzzle that involved the cockatrice. It was very detailed. There was multiple rooms. It was one of the most complex levels we had designed. I want to thank Mandy for all the concepts that you made from the start to the end. They were all fantastic. We have a great start for all of our characters. I want to thank so many online students. Danon, you were one of the best programmers we've had on our team. You did all the camera effects. That was really awesome. We're really excited to use those for next semester. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Serena, you made awesome level concepts as well, and we can't wait to start using those for our swamp. So thank you.
How are we gonna do this?
Somebody in front of Kylie who's convincing Grant right now?
Morpheus is in for summer. This is not a joke. Congratulations. We expect twice the amount of work that you did this.
Rain and Rebellion.
At least.
At least twice the amount. This is not shipping. It's September. God.
What a team.
So, start it off. Thank you to all of the team for just starting from nothing and making something awesome. But, of course, I have to select a couple few of you to be better than everyone else. So, starting off with design, this first award goes to Alexander Watson for almost immediately creating an awesome paper map and getting straight to working on the level. Come on. For programming, this award goes to Alex Wall for not only accomplishing what he set out to do at the beginning, but also taking on new tasks and knocking them out pretty much. And finally, for art, we have John Goodall for taking on the task of making all the UI and making it look awesome, as well as concept art. Okay. Team pictures? Okay, come on, guys.
It's just been easier to leave you guys seated and take a picture of that side first. Just one lay in front of us?
Yeah, we need someone to
Yeah, you in the back.
You gotta double up. You gotta sit on someone's lap.
Brandon, get your butt over here.
Stand her over from the other side.
Come on in, Tristan. Where? Tristan, come on in.
It's like a little league baseball team.
Where's the best?
You got the coaches on the end.
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
Got the two coaches on the outside and then all the kids.
They're so proud of their team. Come on. She will kill herself to get the shot.
All the other pictures of a green hat.
Yeah.
Alright, drum roll. Everybody won't take it in. Drum roll.
Drumstick.
Yeah.
We couldn't decide, so let's vote. If you want Rain and Rebellion, you
They win because they have no idea.
The audience has spoken since half the audience is on the stage. Yes, we are going to greenlight Rain and Rebellion for another term.
Kathleen.
So as I'm setting up our background image, I'd like to just note there's some people here that are on the Firefox is what I need. There's some people here who are on the project that aren't here physically, either because they're online or because they're contractors working from home. So I'd like to mention that we've got Chandler Deming, UAT alum, working with us doing concept art. And we have Mari Lindsay, also another UAT alum, doing our marketing art, and she's going to be a technical artist for us moving into the next semester. So I'd like to just give thanks to both of them for the hard work they've been doing. as well as our online students, Blake Alcon and Laderick Payne. I believe they're watching. I've sent them enough messages with the links to the stream here that I believe they're watching. And then everybody else who is on the team is here, so I don't need to thank them in person because you can actually see them, and they don't need any more recognition than that, don't they? Okay. So, I think one of the most important things with these awards is recognizing people who kind of go outside of their comfort zone when it comes to what they've accomplished in the term. And with that, that's more than just going outside of your specific discipline. It's also being introduced to new things that you haven't done before, integrating yourself into a team that's been here for a little bit, and figuring out how to work with them and working with them efficiently. And so for art, I'd like to give this out to Darby Turner. She's our new artist, and she did a lot of great work coming onto the project. And then just stay over here so you don't have to go back and forth. As far as design work goes, we have one dedicated designer, but that's actually harder than being a designer with a bunch of other designers because you have to fill all the hats that a team of designers usually does. He's worked with Mark in marketing. He has bounced back and forth between sound, concepting new mini games, connecting different systems together, working on the actual content for the practice quizzes. For design, I'd like to give this to Josh Kazel. And then for programming, I'd actually like to give this out to one of our online guys. He's done a great job of keeping up with the rest of the team, making sure he's always communicating, constantly reaching out to Jeff to get feedback and to make sure everything he's doing is exactly what we need. And so I'd like to give this to Blake Alcon, who I'm pretty sure you're watching. Everybody come on up. Oh, and we had hoped to have the new shirts, but apparently Mark hit a coyote out in the north of Mesa, so his car's busted. No, his car's busted. It's not drivable. So he hit it hard. Ryan, why don't you come down here, Molly? Sure. We'll have some contract between the team.
Drum roll, please. Derek Clark. Okay.
Sure, why not?
Right. That is the appropriate attitude to have with us. We'll be here anyway.
Assuming I'm just deciding right now. Okay.
All right.
No, it's their fault. I'm just reporting the results.
Yeah, we didn't have time to meet, actually. We're sitting
And we have the remaining teams that did not pitch for the studio, but come on down, those who have greenlit, and you are Red Rhino, Call Center, and World of Marts. Come on down. In your hands.
Yes.
All right.
We've
And
decided to just make World of Call Center right in. All right, here's where things start to get hard. Obviously, we like to foster the continuation of projects up to a point. So it's actually easier to greenlight a project where we've watched them for a term or 2 terms. They bring stuff to the studio, they've already proven themselves. So now we get into the newer projects. And unfortunately, we only have so much capacity. On the plus side, we have a bigger capacity than we thought we were going to have for summer. We ended up with about 50-ish between online and on ground. We were only expecting about 30, 35 for the summer. So that definitely helps us. We also like to look for, where are we going as far as directions go. We also like to look for things like, do you do the things that we ask you to do? And really, this was probably the hardest group. We all went into the room because I hadn't printed the rosters yet. Like, how are we going to decide which ones of these we're going to get rid of? So kudos to everybody who presented, the existing teams and you guys as well. The bar has gone up. We're actually going to talk this fall about making a new set of criteria to make it harder to get in, because every team, you guys did a really, really good job. So I just want to put that out there. Thankfully, we do have some capacity though. So because it is our only VR pitch, Call Center Simulator is going to be in, because we do want to support some VR stuff. That leaves us with two, the roses. Matt, is Matt still here? No, Matt left, because he doesn't cares about you. One of the things that came up in our meeting was somebody on the Red Rhino team went and talked to Matt, and Matt gave some suggestions, and you guys incorporated everything that Matt asked you to do. We like that, so we're going to bring you guys in as well as a new team. So congratulations. Kyrie had some issues this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the roster, and if we have some capacity, we'll put you on a reserve spot right now. But right now I don't have enough people to run the project. So we still want to support you guys. We still want to see if we can put a team together for you. I just don't know yet. So it's a provisional, we'll see, peace offering. So that's where we're at. We had the capacity for 5. This gets really, really hard when you only have 6 pitch. In the past when we had 11 pitch and we just like said 6 no and 5 yes, it's really easy. So please don't feel like we're singling you out. It was just really, really competitive. So keep in touch with me and I will let you know. There still might be a spot, but I can't guarantee you a spot. So for right now, it's those 5. So 2 new teams, 3 existing teams is what we're going to go with for summer, based off of the numbers I've seen so far. Technically, registration's not over. That could change over the next week or 2. So stay in touch with me, and we'll see what we can do. So that's where we're at. Like I said, it was really weird this time because normally we have about 10 or 11 pitch, and so it's easier in a weird way to say no to a group as opposed to one poor soul is standing there now. So that's where we're at right now. So congratulations to those that made it in, and Kyrie, keep in touch with me and we'll see what we can do.
You want to talk briefly about how we support our road developers?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can sit if you want. So one of the things that we do try to do, obviously, we only do have so much capacity.
Computers in the commons.
What's that?
With computers in the commons.
Computers in the commons.
Yeah. Support road developers.
If you are a team who is either wasn't ready to pitch or just doesn't want to go through our studio model, that's understandable. Doesn't mean you're still not part of our family, right? We definitely want to support that kind of thing. So please stay in touch with us. We can help you recruit. There are a lot of developers here who still want portfolio/finished pieces of work, but they've already gone through the studio classes, right? So they're not enrolling in the studio classes, but there's still a lot of capacity in this building. It's kind of become the inside joke here amongst the administration, but like by sheer numbers, we are the largest developer in Arizona. There's not a lot of big developers in Arizona, so it's not hard to be the largest. We have had upwards of 220 people in the studio at one time. We're down to like in the 50s, which is where we run now. But there is still a lot of capacity here, and you know, not only do we run the studio, but we also want to facilitate just getting projects done. So whether it's in the studio or outside the studio, we'll make the same resources available to you. Even like with the, you know, the Donalds and the.
There's only one Donald.
There's only one Donald. The Jets of the world. Donald confused me. You know, it's like alumni are coming back here, and we want to support that as well. So we do want to be kind of that incubator clearinghouse, help everybody out. So whether you're greenlit, whether you're not greenlit, please stay in touch with us. Even if you have a project, you're like, yeah, I just don't want to go through that thing, we can still get you guys some resources. Again, very similar to the border wall project that I'm doing, right? It's not officially affiliated with the studio. We're doing it slightly differently, but we still want to support that kind of stuff as well.
The wall again?
The wall.
It's like 4 plugs already, man.
Trump.
It's my studio, I can do what I want. So please stay in touch with us. And again, we can help you all the way to the point that if you came to one of us and you're like, man, I really need X to help me get my prototype going. There's chances, and I can't guarantee anything, but there's chances like, oh yeah, I'm teaching this class, and one of our assignments is to build something along those lines. Come in, pitch to them, and we'll prototype it out in the class. And we have a lot of ways to help you guys out. So please, please, please stay in touch with us. I've had some interesting conversations with some students this term. One of the things that frustrates me, I don't know about the rest of the faculty, but I'll speak for myself, is there's so much opportunity for us to help you, but sometimes you have to come and to us, right? It's like I see this group of students, and a lot of them are in this room, that like seek us out. Like if I'm eating lunch by myself, come and sit with me and talk about game development. Man, we love doing that kind of stuff. And we actually get frustrated that like people are like, oh man, nobody will ever help me with this. And it's like, yeah, I'm sitting in the thing for an hour eating by myself. But the students that do that, it changes the experience. So I want to kind of put that out there, right? If you ever see us around, we love this stuff, and we'll sit and talk to you, and that's one of the advantages you can gain here. And so please, please take advantage of it. And I can't say that they'll help you. I'll help you. They're on their own. But no, all the game instructors are here to help you. That's why we do this. So stay in touch with us. Let us know what's going on, whether you're an alumni, whether you're just working on a project on the side, or whether you're in the studio. We want to make the same resources available to you as much as we can.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Sure.
I just also wanted to kind of recognize Austin and those guys. Because, again, going to what you're talking about, that was a project that they were just working on in the VR class that we had. And so between classes that you have, and I know Matt was also, again, not here, let's just point that out. Matt
Just point it out, he's not here.
That we're trying to offer more opportunities for you guys within the class structure and outside of the class for you to kind of work on games, because that's the biggest thing that you're going to get out of this experience here, working with people on games with all the resources that we have. So when you have those opportunities, do them. That's why we do game jams as well. Those are times for you guys to get together and work on that. And then in between all of that, like Derek said, even if it's not in a structured sense, come to us and ask us questions about how you're progressing forward. If there are other students or even professionals that you could team up with to work on your projects, that's the whole point of it now. So again, the tools are cheaper. It's easier to access all this stuff online. You can even you could take a Udemy course on making a video game if you really wanted to. Well, you could, right? But what you're going to get here is a lot more. You're going to get the big structure of the family, all the resources out there, all of George's knowledge, and so you can really build up awesome gaming experiences. So do that if you're not part of a team, or if you know other people who are coming into the school, please encourage them to do that. Like right from the beginning, we're going to have a new class coming up really soon, and then a new term, obviously, in a couple of weeks. So work with the new people and help them get going as well. So, and I love, again, all the alumni that have come back to work on projects. So try to also seek them out. A lot of them have that culture now that we've been building up for a couple of years here, and that's what we want to keep moving forward. So yeah, just wanted to second that.
So one of the most effective ways that we can support our rogue developers, as we call them, is through the Game Job Fair. That's slated for May 12th, so put that on your calendars. So Ian, Kyrie, anybody who is working on a SIP project, please make sure you get out there for that. That is the major recruiting event that we host. We've got a lot of really great up-and-coming talent, big classes coming up through the pipeline. And even though they haven't reached the game development courses yet, they are going to be out here looking for things to do, projects to serve on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, things here work in cycles, and over the last probably 2 years, our fall start has been the biggest we've had in probably a decade. So there is this swell of students that are going to finally be usable because they finally gained some skills. And in Matt's defense, he got a call and his garage door tech said, hey, I can be there. And so he had to run and get his garage door fixed. So he didn't completely blow you guys off. So I do want to defend Matt just a little bit.
He's good at it.
I don't know. I just know his garage door broke. And the guy said, I can be there at this time if you can make it. So, but yeah, like I said, great work. Like I said this morning, things have come a long way. Really happy to see the progress that we're making. Also, you know, again, if you're going to pitch in the future, one of the things I got to say that really helped is the teams came and talked to us a lot beforehand. I know Austin did quite a bit, talked to us. We sat down, we worked through stuff ahead of time. Keep doing that kind of stuff because we try to do two things. One, the VR-ness of a project, if we have no other VR project, is going to help. We can guide you with that. But we also try to keep an inventory of different styles of game, right? Calculord has a space, and the alumni aspect has it. And so as we're trying to also balance things out, you know, if you are one of 5 RTSs that pitch, right? We might pick up one of those as opposed to you're the only VR game, or you're the only learning game, or you're the only mobile game. And so if you are kind of looking for I don't say a fast track way in, but we are looking for that. We want that variety. So if you come to us and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this thing, and we can say, you know what, if you consider doing these things to it, we're looking for that. That's how we kind of manage our inventory of what we want to do. So again, communicate with us, talk to us, because that can actually make a difference. That's, I think, pretty much where we're at. So I think George has some, I'm going to bribe you to give me good eval awards.
That already happened.
Oh, okay. You're up, buddy.
All right, so we close it out with a award I give out, I guess, every term. It's been news, and from the looks of it, I see that everyone new that actually attended the Green Light celebration, so thanks for being here. So this award is given out to Rookie of the Year for his exceptional work in the class, but also have dedicated himself to kind of what we explored today, right? Team leadership and self-work mentorship. So with that being said, let's give a round of applause to Alex Pavone here. Great work, bud. There you go. And all the others are sleeping. Unless you guys want, they will give you your award. Everybody? Okay, cool. Now, Ben. Very good.
Semester in project lead.
Yeah, give him the bar. He's first semester in project league. Like
I
Lauren
don't
says.
know, that's questionable too.
I'll give you this.
I'll give you 2 of these parts. You got one last turn.
All right, before I again go over this evening, I also wanted to plug really quickly because I just remembered while Derek was talking that on the Thursday next week at 4:30, if you guys are around, you should come right here again because Joe Ibarra is going to be speaking. So I think we've talked about it before, but Joe's a really cool guy. He did some stuff for me with Game Collab before too. He was one of the founders of EA, one of the first 5 I think over at EA. Before that, he worked at Atari with a few guys like Trip Hawkins, and you might have heard of what's the guy who's Apple who started that?
Some Apple Jobs guy.
Yeah, some Apple Jobs guy. Oh yeah, Stevie. That's right. We're tight. So Joe's a really cool guy. Has some awesome insights into how this industry kind of got going to where it kind of is today. So 4:30 till I think like 5:15, something like that, on Thursday next week. So come for that. The reason he's here is because he's getting an honorary doctorate from us. So he will also be at the commencement ceremony on Friday. So if you guys are there for that, he'll be talking probably a bit longer than he will be on Thursday. But come and get to meet him and one-on-one with him. He's a cool guy. So you guys probably know him. He was at Cheyenne for a little while, right? Yeah, there we go. There it is, yeah. So yeah, you guys are more than welcome to join too, again, if you want to see Joe.
I think it's worth mentioning that it was his idea to come and talk to you. He's really excited about what we do here and how we support you, and he wanted to talk directly to the game developers here at the school, so please make it out.
Yeah.
Especially since you guys are in the studio, that is one of the things that as we've been talking to us, what we're doing here in this whole system is something he's been dreaming about for education for a very long time. And he's had plans to do things that we are doing. And to see it in operation, it is exciting. So he would love to talk to you guys and find out, like what's working, what's not working. And it's a relationship we want to foster and have him come back and do, take a look at what we're doing and make recommendations and stuff. So absolutely, if you guys can make it on Thursday, I know it's during the break, it's not ideal, but definitely one of those good networking opportunities, a good person to know.
4:30. 4:30 on Thursday. Yeah, it's like, again, half hour, 45 minutes of your time. Just, you know, again.
And knowing Joe, he'll probably just hang here for
Yeah.
however long you guys will talk to him.
So what was the date?
This Thursday.
Okay, next one.
It's at 4:30. His name is Joe.
May the 4th be with
Well,
you.
you said initially like not next, but then
Well, what, next week
Star Wars,
Thursday?
yeah.
This coming Thursday, next Thursday. 6 days from now. Okay, so I think this is the last one. Cool. So I'm gonna wrap it up here again. Just reminding you tonight. So we'll start at 5 o'clock here. So be ready. Again, leads come in earlier. Make sure everything's still good. That nobody hit an X while we were doing all this, and got out of your presentations. So we'll start off with that. We'll kind of do the intro. Derek will talk a bit, and then we'll get through the games. We do have a lineup. Actually, is it the same? This is kind of almost the same lineup. So Island Survivor first, Constant Clicker second, Morpheus third, Reign and Rebellion, then Calc Lord, and then Foodmeister. And so after that, we'll be doing the MVP awards, and then we'll just be breaking for kind of networking and hanging out and playing the demos outside. So we will have a few snacks, or as Mr. Bowman likes to call it, nosh for you
I've
guys.
been promised they will not clean up the food while we're in here.
Thank you.
Like they did last time.
Like last time. Yeah, that was
last
fun.
time they set the food up, we all said, okay, that's great. We came in here, they cleaned it all up by the time we got back out. So,
Yeah, that sucked.
I've been promised that that's not supposed to happen this time.
Yeah. So.
Set up cards.
So 5 o'clock we'll be in here. So come a little bit earlier, obviously, and get your seat and stuff like that. So until then, keep practicing your pitches, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Good job, everybody.
Good job.